Hello world, it is excuse me, Tuesday, November 2nd, 2021, and looking kind of like a beautiful day today out in Defiance, but really chilly. It was 33 degrees, and I saw several cars with frost on their windows, so a bit chilly today, which it ought to be. It's November. The devotion for today is entitled "The Gospel According to Squid Game," written by Vince Amlin. And Vince bases the devotion upon the Gospel of John, chapter 21, verse 15, New Revised Standard Version. When they had finished breakfast, Jesus said to Simon Peter, "Simon, son of John, do you love me more than these?" He said to him, "Yes, Lord, you know that I love you." Jesus said to him, "Feed my lambs." And Vince writes, in one scene of the Netflix mega hit Squid Game, the main character, Song Ji-hoon, is trying to convince one of his fellow contestants to team up with him. He first met the woman when she stole his wallet and left him to get beaten up, but now she's the one who's hesitant to put her confidence in him. He tells her, "You don't trust people because they're trustworthy. It's because you have nothing else to lean on." When the resurrected Jesus calls Peter over after breakfast and puts him in charge of the flock, it's not because he's trustworthy. The last time they were together, Peter denied even knowing him. And his track record wasn't stellar before that either. He shooed away the kids who came to see Jesus. He tried to walk on water and sank. He managed to get the Prince of Peace angry enough to call him Satan. But in the end, Jesus trusts him, or at least entrusts God's work to him. Because whatever has happened in the past, he wants Peter on his team. Because the only thing he or any of us have to lean on is the people around us. And maybe because he knows, though you don't trust people because they're trustworthy, sometimes if you take a chance on trusting them, they become trustworthy in the process. And the prayer: God, trust me that I can become trustworthy. Make me into someone others can lean on. Well, one of the, this brings up lots of different thoughts for me. One is, I've not watched Squid Game, and reading about it, I'm not sure it's something I would watch, so it's hard to me to relate to that. But I think the thought is a good one. And it reminded me of a study I read about a long, long time ago, it was, I think, a kindergarten class in which they were conducting a test, in which there was a class of quote-unquote gifted students, and then a class of kids who were of, I don't want to say questionable intelligence, but definitely not gifted and maybe struggling a bit, having learning problems and that sort of thing. And the way the study went, as I understood it, is they treated the gifted students as if they were just normal students, as if they were not gifted. And then they treated the students who were not gifted as if they were. And they said there was a remarkable change in the two groups, that they kind of grew into what people thought of them. And I think that, I'm certainly, I think we're born with certain capabilities, but how we're treated and how we're thought of, whether we're thought of being trustworthy or not, can really change who we are and how we react to things. And I think that's the point. The other thing with this is that we're all only human, trying to do God's work in the world. We're going to make mistakes. We aren't perfect. We're going to disagree with one another. I mean, I think it's just a case in point that all of a sudden Peter, after he became the rock of the church, when Jesus died, didn't suddenly become this perfect saint and did everything right. He had arguments with some of the other disciples, and they weren't sure which direction to go. But they knew what they wanted to try to do. They just didn't agree on how to get there. They were human beings. But if you begin to trust people and trust people with doing God's work, guiding them, giving them love, correcting them when needed, listening to them when you need maybe correction. It can really make a huge difference in this world. And that's really what Jesus wants us to do, I think. So, hope you have a good day. Hope you can enjoy some of the sunshine today, and I'll see you tomorrow.